Alright people, y'all ready for some Virat Kohli? Virat? I should seriously stop watching Speed. But let's look at what Virat Kohli said about why he's vegetarian. Let's watch.
Why vegetarian?
Vegetarian because it was connected to a health issue. I got issue in my neck. So my cervical spine had a couple of bulges coming out. They're hitting a nerve which went down my arm, and I was getting really bad pain. I couldn't sleep for even 10-15 minutes at night in one position. I just have to wake up constantly. From this guy I know who does a lot of acupuncture treatments and stuff like that. So he told me that.
Wait. Right there, I want to say some things. The cervical spine bulge issue and the nerve pain that he experienced, that's a legit issue. And I'm sure he learned about that from a modern medicine doctor. But then he chose to go to an acupuncturist. And acupuncture, guys, it's a pseudoscience. I'll actually start my spot the bullshit game. So when someone says about acupuncture, that is an extraordinary claim, and they're providing no evidence. In fact, acupuncture comes out of bad research. There is bad research supporting acupuncture. It's not evidence-based. It shouldn't be treated as medicine. Acupuncturists are not trained in human anatomy, in biology, physiology, all those things. I think there's anecdotal evidence also over here, but because he's saying a story from personal experience, I'll hear more of that before I mark it, but that's it, I think.
Became so acidic that the calcium from my bones was being pulled out to make the stomach alkaline.
Okay, right there I want to stop. There is no process in the body by which calcium gets leached from the bones to make the stomach alkaline. There's no such thing. In fact, the stomach's job in the whole digestive process is to make everything acidic to help in digestion. And I don't know why he even said something like that. Of course, that's something you'll get from an acupuncturist, but I fail to see how this is related to his nerve issue. I think calcium is being pulled from his spine and that caused the nerve issue. That's what he's trying to say, I think. But either way, there is no process in the body where calcium from the bones can make your stomach alkaline. Like, the only way you can make your stomach acid alkaline is by drinking alkalis, basic things like soaps and stuff, but strong alkalis too, like sodium hydroxide, and you'll die before you actually make your stomach alkaline. But yeah, let's see.
So your stomach needs to be alkaline to function properly. If it's too acidic, it just messes up your whole system. So
stomach's entire job is to make your digestion acidic.
He said you need to change your diet. You need to make your diet less meat-based, and then I changed my whole diet from there. So yeah, I just changed my whole diet overnight. And
okay, I don't think there's any evidence showing meat-based foods are more alkaline than vegetarian foods, and also that meat-based foods cause calcium loss from bones. There's no evidence for that. So I will mark anecdotal evidence over here. I think he's gonna imply that his change in diet helped get rid of his nerve pain. That is a post-hoc fallacy. Assuming that event B comes after event A means that event A is what caused event B is a post-hoc fallacy. I will mark that. Let's see. Am I gonna get bingo? What do you think?
इसमें से कौन सा खाना आपको सुला सकता है, ये या फिर ये? छोले भटूरे, राइट? बट एग्जैक्टली हाउ? खाना तो आपको एनर्जी देता है, तो फिर एनर्जी ले कैसे रहा है? आइए समझते हैं। योगिक सिस्टम और आयुर्वेद में खाने
I knew it was going there. Appealing to Ayurveda is basically an appeal to tradition.
की प्राण वैल्यू को इंपॉर्टेंस दी जाती है, इसलिए खाने को 3 कैटेगरीज में डिवाइड किया जाता है, ना कि वेज या नॉन वेज में। पहली कैटेगरी होती है पॉजिटिव प्राणिक फूड्स, यानी ऐसा खाना जो आपकी बॉडी में हार्मनी, बैलेंस और एनर्जी क्रिएट करे।
Are any of these testable? Are any of these prana and types of foods, positive pranic, negative pranic? They're all untestable claims. How do you test these? These are not physical ideas, the energy in foods.
Nuts, whole grains, fruits and vegetable, any food which is full of life. सेकंड होता है नेगेटिव प्राणिक फूड्स, यानी ऐसा खाना जो आपकी सेंसेस को स्टिमुलेट तो करे बट उसे खाने के बाद आपकी एनर्जी बिल्कुल ड्रॉप हो जाए। वो कौन सा खाना होता है? लहसुन, प्याज, मशरूम्स, अल्कोहल, कैफीन, छोले भटूरे यानी मैदा, शुगर, फ्राइड फूड्स, प्रोसेस्ड फैट फूड्स, पैकेज फूड।
Ultimately, what she is saying concludes the same thing but with a fallacious reasoning. So all these processed foods and everything, they're all high calorie foods that are easy to binge on. Like they're low in volume and high in calories, so you can eat a lot of it. Another thing is most of these foods have a high glycemic index also, meaning they spike your blood sugar. So for those reasons, these foods are considered bad for you. Yeah, this prana concept doesn't make any sense. In fact, most of these foods didn't even exist when they came up with positive prana and negative prana, all these things.
थर्ड होता है न्यूट्रल प्राणिक फूड्स, यानी ऐसा भोजन जिसे खाने से आपके प्राणों को ना कोई पॉजिटिव इफेक्ट मिले या नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट मिले। वो होता है पोटैटो या टोमेटोज। आपके पूरे दिन की डाइट में जितने पॉजिटिव प्राणिक फूड्स होंगे उतनी ही आपकी एनर्जी हाई रहेगी, वो भी कम पोर्शन साइज में। आप दिन में कितने पॉजिटिव प्राणिक फूड्स खाते हैं? कमेंट सेक्शन में बताइए।
It's much more useful if you look at it as volume and calorie and glycemic index. Those are all, approaches that modern science takes. It gives you much more information on how these foods impact your body. And don't look at it as prana. It's a stupid concept. They'll add foods to either positive or negative prana based on science only. So ultimately, why look at it as prana? Just look at it as science of calories and stuff. So what should I mark? Yeah, confirmation bias for sure. And rationalizing foods as positive pranic or negative pranic based on how science shows its effects on the body. But there is no rationalization in my card, I think. Let's see the next one. So this is I learned that he's some YouTuber called Octa Kid, and he does these things where he promotes religion. And let's watch.
हिंदू मुस्लिम में क्वेश्चंस अगर आप पूछते हो तो मुझे कुछ ऐसा बताइए जो मुझे नहीं पता।
मैंने जो ज्यादातर थोड़ा बहुत देखा है वो है सूर्य सिद्धांत। ठीक है, सूर्य सिद्धांत में ऑलरेडी बहुत चीजें लिखी हुई है। एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ, ठीक है, कि जो डायमीटर ऑफ अर्थ है वो 1600 योजन है। 1600 योजन, और एक योजन हमें पता है 8 मील का होता है।
एक योजन 8 मील का होता है। And he's written 8 kilometers here. Don't understand. And if you know the Hanuman Chalisa claim, there 1 yojan is considered as 8 miles. And that's very different from 8 kilometers. See where he's going with this.
1600 में अगर 8 मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो वो आता है 12800। और अभी मॉडर्न साइंस ने पता किया तो लगभग सिर्फ 0।
It's kilometers. 1600 into 8 kilometers is what gives this value, not 8 miles. So what should you think is true? If this is true, then the Hanuman Chalisa claim is false. If that's true, then this is false. So is it 8 miles or 8 kilometers? Or is it whatever value suits your claim? I would call this a rationalization. There's no rationalization in this card. Confirmation bias for sure. And using science to justify beliefs.
0.3% के एरर से
यही तो क्या बात है।
चीज लिखे, जो अपना प्लेनेट अर्थ है वो सूरज के चक्कर जो पूरे लगाता है वो 365.258 दिनों में लगाता है।
Now this is actually not so hard to know even for the ancients. You can just look at when the same, first day of spring, when does it occur? After how many days from last year did it occur this year? So that's the length of a year.
आता है। और अभी मॉडर्न साइंस ने पता किया है कि ये 365.242 इतने दिन लगाता है, तो लगभग कितना कम परसेंट एरर है।
Ultimately, at the end of the day, you need modern science to validate all your ideas because you have no other way of verifying it. So, like, modern science is what's validating everything you're saying, right? So, how does that make your scripture superior?
और यही चीज बाहर के लोगों, वेस्टर्न लोगों ने और अरेबिक लोगों ने कॉपी की, अपने किताबों में छाप दिया, लोगों को बता दिया ये देखो हम।
Sad to see these kids promote these narratives that Hindus knew all science before anyone in the West, and it's the West that copied all these things. That's a narrative. I should probably have something in my grid about narratives. I will include, that's another thing to include, narratives. But no bingo again this time. And yeah, that's it for today. See you in the next one.